Reading is Fundamental have donated books that we've been able to distribute to all the libraries.
I know that all of you worked on you know, Won't You Be My Neighbor Days as part of Pittsburgh 250, and I considered writing everything that was going on. I'm like, forget it, would take an hour.
It would.
And so go to the website, WQED.org/OnCue, and we'll link you to, because museums are involved, the Children's Museum, they're name a few more so people know what to look for.
The aviary is doing a very interesting thing. First of all, they have an owl that they've named X the Owl after the character in the show. So you can spend some time with the owl. They're doing a couple story hours, and one is an interactive story hour with the Western Pennsylvania School for the Deaf. They're called the Sun Signers, I believe. So that, you know, that they came up with that partnering idea themselves. Some of the libraries out in Indiana County and various other places are doing sweater drives, food drives. Oh boy.
Have you had a reaction yet to March 20th Sweater Day? Are people getting ready to?
Gosh.
Go ahead.
Yes. The Rollins College is where Fred and Joe and Rogers went to.
In Florida.
In Florida.
In Florida, yeah.
And I hear on March 20th that the students are going to gather at 12 o'clock noon all with sweaters on and sing Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Things like that are happening all over the
you know, David,
country.
they've encouraged, Fred got 75 honorary degrees, so they contacted all those colleges, and they're trying to get all of those colleges to do the sweater thing. And I just got something from Teal College in Greenville.
Wow.
Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And if I could,
Go ahead, sure.
The other thing I would say is that one of the goals of doing Won't You Be My Neighbor Days, and hopefully making that an annual event, is the goal of kind of raising the awareness of all of the cultural institutions that we have that are available not only to children but also to families across the region. I think the response that we've seen so far, and the event hasn't even happened yet, but I think that the response has been so great from the communities, not just here in Pittsburgh, but like you said, across the region, that I think one thing that will certainly happen is that folks will have a little better idea of all of the resources that are available for them, you know, in this region.
Well, that because the Children's Museum on March 20th, the Pittsburgh Symphony is going to have a small portion of the orchestra there. Is that correct?
There'll be a string quartet, and then the timpanist, Tim Adams, who was on our show, is going to do a performance.
And it's a free day that day at the Children's
That's a great
Museum.
day.
But it's giving people who maybe never have had a chance to go to the symphony to be exposed to this. And that's exactly what you were saying.
Right.
It's just wonderful to introduce children to all the arts around Pittsburgh. And there's so many things to do in Pittsburgh with the arts.
Yeah, and David, you
Yes.
know, if I may say something personal to you, I was at the Children's Museum with you, what was that, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I see you every day, you know, in this building. And you were Mr. McFeely that day. And at the Children's Museum, the Mr. Rogers neighborhood area, have you ever been there, Dustin?
I have.
It's the kids were all over you, and they wanted their picture with you. No question, Bill Eisler, the president and CEO of Family Communications, used the word timeless at that news conference in terms of Mr. Rogers' neighborhood and Fred's legacy.
It is timeless, and we call it evergreen in showbiz.
Yes, yeah, the evergreen file, yeah. Go ahead.
One of the things that I just wanted to bring up when we were thinking about this idea was to really trying to, how can we connect kids who really never get to go to museums?
Sure.
And, you know, it's not part of their culture, or that, you know, it's just something that's just a little too out of the economic, their economic means.
And that's the reality of
Yes. And so we found out about an organization called Tickets for Kids Charities. And so they're working with us to connect families and social agencies that help kids and families so that they can make sure they get tickets to some of this stuff. And that they're all over, it's not just in Pittsburgh, they're all over the Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So.
Dustin, there's a huge buzz also on Sweater Day, March 20th. I'll just keep saying it until everybody gets it in their head, don't worry. The groundbreaking on the North Shore. I know that a lot of the plans, you know, we can't reveal. They've been working on this for a long time, but we do know a statue is going in. It's going to be a big time development and unveiling, I guess, later in the year. That's huge for Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. I think celebrating his legacy permanently like that is absolutely something that we should be excited about doing as a city. And it's very fitting that it happens to be this time when that we're able to do that as a community, and we're able to look at that and put the tribute to children kind of in place for the future. I mean, I grew up as a kid watching Mr. Rogers, right? I mean,
Me
you
too.
were involved, right? I mean, Mick Feely, I saw you on TV.
He was starstruck when he saw you.
Yeah, that's right. But it's absolutely something, you know, I grew up with, and so it's fascinating to see the impact that show and that one man kind of had on not only this region, but really the world.
Yeah. We only have about a minute left, but Mark, when we were on the trolley, what you said about Pittsburgh and its neighborhoods, and I'm not just talking about the city. We're a
Yeah.
big city and we have a lot of small towns. People are neighborly here.
Right, because you know the geography of the place, I think, really set it up so that neighborhoods developed. But Pennsylvania is a state of small towns too, so that you know, small towns. I grew up in a small town, and neighbors are neighbors. You know, you really get to know your neighbors, and I think that because of the way we live and work and move around in the 21st century, it's not the same anymore. We're not quite as connected as we used to be, and that's what I keep fantasizing, hoping that this will do. That it will help people connect with each other and form relationships, which were always really important to Fred.
Well stated. 30 seconds, you got the last word.
Well, Madge, I call her Madge.
I know you do.
She grew up in Clarion, so everybody in Clarion wear a sweater that day in honor of Madge. Madge Whitmer.
Dave.
Margie, she likes to be called Margie, but I love to call her Madge. It's an affectionate name from Margie.
Indeed. And you're going to wear that sweater next week.
Absolutely.
And everybody
You can
wear
wear
a
that
sweater.
one. Yeah.
And everybody wear a sweater on March 20th.
March 20th, please
and,
do.
And if you do, send a picture and let us see you in your
Yeah,
sweaters.
when you get on the website, we'll give you a
Sure.
way to send in the
Sure.
pictures.
I'm sorry, I really got to
We're to
go.
be
Thank you
speedy,
so
right?
much. That's right. Dustin, Margie, David, Speedy Delivery. Don't forget, next Thursday, March 20th, wear a sweater day. I'll have mine on. Thanks for watching, and good night.
You are my friend, you are special, you are my friend. You're special to me. You are the only one like you, my friend. I like you in the daytime, in the nighttime, any time that you feel's the right time for a friendship with me, you see. F-R-I-E-N-D, special. You are my friend. You're special to me. There's only one in this wonderful world. You are special.